What's up, everybody? You're back with YouTube's favorite couple on Worlds Collide, joined by Ms Diva Talks and JW. Well, crap. Y'all know who he is by now, right? Of course y'all do. Doesn't matter. So, another episode here from our favorite guy, Company Man. And if you tuned in last week, you know why we had to give you guys a bonus episode. Yes. Now, Rockstar, this is a personal message from me to you. You fumbled the bag. We hate GTA, the remasters. We hate the fact that you haven't given us GTA 6. We hate the fact that you keep giving us online content. We hate the fact that you GTA Online players keep playing this godforsaken game.
Could you be any more dramatic? But anyway,
That's all I had to say. I'm done. That's all we had to say. No.
Rockstar has been milking and dragging out GTA 5 for the past 8 years, and it is tiring.
I had a hairline back when it came out.
I was 22 years old
I was 24.
when Rockstar came out with GTA 5.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, yeah, we are voicing, you know, our grievances, but we still give Rockstar their flowers, okay?
They lost them now. I was playing San Andreas the remaster, and they glitched in the middle of a mission. I uninstalled the game.
We talking about GTA 5 right now. So, with GTA 5, got to give them their flowers for that, because they did change the way
that's my favorite one.
that we gamed online.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To be able to be in the GTA open world and playing different stuff with your friends. But when it comes to pacifying us with bullshit games that nobody asked for, because we're like, where is GTA 6? And now you all are going to put GTA 5 on not one, not two, but 3 generation of game consoles. PS3, PS4, well, I don't know what it in terms is in Xbox, but PS3, PS4, PS5.
Xbox 360, Xbox One, and Xbox Series XS.
Why?
Why?
I have never seen a game go across 3 generations of game consoles ever. Like, I get it. It's your biggest game. It's your baby. I understand that. But where's 6? Where's GTA 6? Nobody asked for the definitive edition with GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas being put on a different gaming engine that you all obviously did not play before releasing it, because like JW just said, he was playing the San Andreas definitive edition and it has hella glitches. What were you all thinking? And there are several YouTubers who are playing the definitive edition for their fans, and they are going through so many glitches, and even they are like, you all should not have released the definitive edition for these games.
It goes to say, this is why you never pre-order a game.
Exactly.
For us Xbox folks, we got San Andreas free.
Lucky you.
So
PlayStation folks didn't get jack shit.
I was gonna cop the definitive edition. But I was like, man, if I can get San Andreas, that's all I really care about. 'Cause that was my baby that got me into it.
Right.
It was free. Enjoyed it. Looked kind of messed up. I was like, all right, cool. But now it's a lot of glitches. It's basically Rockstar at this point is the equivalent of iPhones. Because they're giving us the same game for the past 8 years. iPhones are the same as iPhone every year. They finally add features that's been available on Android phones for about 8 or 10 or more years. So Rockstar is the Apple of that's too much
gaming.
That's too much of a compliment. Rockstar is like the iPhones of the game. It's the same crap year in, year out. Nothing's changed.
Yeah, we're just gonna give you new heists to do online. Or
we're gonna change a couple of things to make it better for you guys.
New races.
I'm beyond it. Like, I'm tired of it.
You know, I still haven't done the Cayo Perico
I have.
heist because I'm like, why?
Exactly.
Why? For what? I'm tired of GTA 5.
And for the people who keep buying the shortcuts, oh my God, stop it!
Yeah, because you're the reason that they are refusing. Like, why am I gonna rush putting out a new game when I'm still making hella money off of the dummies who keep buying shark cards?
Exactly.
And that's only because they keep coming out with new content, and all the new additions to the content is expensive as shit. So of course, if I'm a kid who has access to my parents' credit card,
people our age too.
That too. But if I'm gonna play the shit and the shit is already expensive, what am I gonna go do?
You go buy a shark card.
Exactly. I'm not about to sit and hustle for it.
So for all y'all people who buy shark cards and play GTA Online, yes, we are blaming you for the non-release of GTA 6. We're also blaming you for getting us this crappy remasters here. We're also going to go ahead and blame you guys just because you guys keep playing it and need to stop playing it.
Exactly. The only way we're going to get another GTA is if GTA 5 starts losing money. And
by losing money, we mean y'all stop playing the damn game online.
And stop buying shark cards.
Who cares if they're saying, oh, hey, do this casino heist, do this heist, do this, double money. Who cares? Stop playing it.
Exactly. Uninstall it if you have to.
Exactly.
Like, at this point, it's not worth playing.
It ain't.
It isn't.
I think we basically did a whole video without having company.
But anyway,
we're gonna get to this.
Now that we've gotten that off of our chest, we can go and listen to Company Man go through the controversial history of Rockstar Games. And before we hit play, look, Rockstar, if you don't want to make a new game,
just say so.
Then just say that.
Because otherwise, I'm going to show up at y'all house and whatnot. And I'm going to go ask y'all.
Because giving us old games on new gaming engines, yeah, the graphics look somewhat.
No. They look good, but they're not Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, they're a little cartoony.
They're not Red Dead Redemption.
Because who was that on, you were playing San Andreas and I was like, they look like Gumby? That's how the characters looked in my opinion. It's very cartoony, very goofy. It was like, let's just rush to put out the old games on a new gaming engine to make the graphics look somewhat better, halfway decent, but no fixing of the glitches. My 6-year-old
cousin can come up with a better graphic game like this.
Yeah, but then you have, no glitches fixed, and they even had to release a statement.
Yeah,
because you know. But anyway, here we go.
Here we go.
Rockstar Games is a video game publisher that for decades has been known for some of the biggest, most successful video games. Most notably, they're behind Max Payne, the Red Dead series, and of course, Grand Theft Auto. They are owned by a larger, multi-billion-dollar company called Take-Two Interactive, who is also the owner of the 2K company, who you may know as the publisher of the NBA games and everything with that 2K name on it, in addition to BioShock, Borderlands, and a bunch of others. Alright, before anyone disputes that title, let me say this. I completely recognize that I just named some of the most groundbreaking, iconic video game series of all time, especially the stuff made by Rockstar. However, they have experienced a wide range of controversies over the years, pretty much dating back to the beginning in the 1990s and still continuing today. I want to make it clear that I'm not making this video because I'm personally upset with Rockstar or Take-Two or any of it. I'm making it because I have witnessed a lot of hatred toward them, even coming from comments on this channel, and I wanted to explore where it comes from. So today, I'm going to talk about the evolution of Rockstar while highlighting some of the potential reasons behind that hatred. Some of the biggest names and the talent behind Rockstar have been the brothers Sam and Dan Houser. Sam has been the head of the company since the beginning, while Dan actually left Rockstar in 2020, but has historically been the lead writer and a main creative force behind some of their biggest series. It was kind of an unusual path that got them involved in video games in the first place. See, there's this large German media company called Bertelsmann, and as part of it, they have a music publishing segment called Bertelsmann Music Group, or BMG. That is where Sam Houser started working in 1990 while he was still in college, but in 1994, under BMG, they started a video game segment called BMG Interactive. Sam was transferred over there, he helped his brother get a job there as well, and soon enough, they were both working to produce video games. During that time, Sam was approached by these developers from a company called DMA Design. They were working on this project called Race and Chase. Not a bad name for a driving game where you're the policeman trying to catch criminals in these high-speed car chases. Sam and the rest of the team took the base of that game and completely changed the perspective by making the player the criminal. The result was the original Grand Theft Auto, an open-world, two-dimensional game that essentially rewarded the player for doing these terrible things. Stealing cars and hitting pedestrians, one of the edgiest games on the market that didn't see too much success until Take-Two became involved, and that's the other side of the story. Only 5 years earlier, Take-Two was founded by an ambitious 21-year-old named Ryan Brandt. His father, Peter Brandt, was known for his magazine publishing company, but in 1993, shortly after graduating from the Wharton School of Business, he left his father's company to start his own company called Take-Two that would develop video games. He says that he chose a tech-related company company partially because it was an industry where people would take a younger person more seriously, possibly part of the reason he was able to raise $1.5 million in capital to get things going. Early on, I think this is interesting, they were among the first developers to dedicate a large portion of their production budget to celebrity voiceovers. Robin Williams had recently voiced the genie in Aladdin, leading to a trend of more celebrity voices in cartoons, and Ryan Brandt was applying that concept to video games, paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to Dennis Hopper and Christopher Walken to star in their games. They made licensing deals with Sony and later Nintendo and Sega to make their stuff for their consoles, and after a few years, they felt that the only way to keep up with the growing competition was to grow themselves. So they started this aggressive plan where they raised money through a public stock offering, took out a bunch of debt, and used it to start acquiring other companies, publishers, distributors, developers, but the biggest, most applicable one was in 1998. That is the year they bought BMG Interactive, maybe one of the greatest acquisitions of all time, because for the price of $14.2 million in stock, they obtained the recently released Grand Theft Auto game, the rights to make future games in the series, and all the talent from over there, including Sam and Dan Houser. They took all of those assets and used them to form Rockstar Games, a very appropriate name given their background in the music industry and their overall edginess to the brand. The following year, they acquired DMA Design, the developer of the game, and later renamed it Rockstar North. That's the main structure that still exists today. They went on to sell over 1 million copies of that original game, and in 2001 released GTA 3, which I would have to say is
my first Grand Theft Auto game.
So they skipped 2?
No, a 2 came out.
Oh.
It's just that they were all bird's eye view.
Oh,
this was the
okay.
first, I guess, 3-dimensional game
Okay.
that they did.
Like how it is now, basically.
Right.
Okay.
a noticeable jump from the ones before it. Technological and design improvements, including the fact that they added that third dimension, made it much more like the games that we know today. It had an amazing response and was actually the best-selling game of that year.
Yep.
Okay, let's get to the controversies. I'm going to start off with the obvious one, inappropriate content. Early on, it does seem like the company sort of leaned into that image and even tried to benefit from it. A lot of their early marketing was centered around how morally bad and outrageous the game was. I mean, we've all heard these discussions about whether or not video games lead to violence or influence children to do bad things. Back in the early 2000s, GTA was pretty much at the center of that argument. They were like the ultimate example of things portrayed in video games that kids should not be doing in real life. In 2003, the argument was fueled when an 18-year-old who had been playing GTA excessively shot and killed 3 people, including 2 police officers, and then stole a patrol car. Obviously terrible events that are similar to the ones portrayed in the game. Later on, Hillary...
So somebody just wanted to play Grand Theft Auto in real life.
Right, they took that to a whole new level. They took virtual reality to a whole new level before it even came out.
And that's crazy. You know, they always want to try to blame video games for kids doing dumb
like
shit.
with Call of Duty
but,
too. Yeah.
I mean, but me and you have played video games for a very long time.
Oh, yeah.
In our time, you know.
Oh yeah.
And I've never wanted to go out and steal a car. I've never wanted to, put together a crew and do a heist.
I have.
All right, maybe the heist part. But I've never wanted to, just go run amok in the city like you can in GTA 5.
Yeah, mainly because we'll get shot and killed. And 2, I'm
That's
not
true.
built for prison. I'm too handsome.
Yeah, that also.
And skinny.
Yeah, so, I mean, to try and say, video games make kids violent, no. That to me, that just isn't true.
I mean, that's probably true for, like, the other kind of people. But at least for us, we know how to differentiate between real world and game world.
I mean, I think that there might be some exceptions where some people will get, real world confused with the game world, but that's not...
Here or there.
Exactly. That's not a vast majority.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people playing video games know that it's just that, a video game.
Yeah, it's an escape.
Yeah.
Clinton took a public stance against the game, citing how it affected children. In fact, in GTA 4, there's a version of the Statue of Liberty called, I guess, the Statue of...
I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah.
happiness that does kind of resemble her. It's been rumored that it was modeled after her in response to those comments. I don't want to go too far in this one. Like I said, it's an argument that we've all heard before, but the violence and the other criminal aspects of the game have raised concern over the years. It's caused many parents and politicians and generally concerned citizens to dislike the game and Rockstar and anyone else involved in creating it. My next reason behind the hatred would be their accounting scandals. To be clear, this involves the accounting of Take-Two, the parent company, but Rockstar is part of them and it's hard to separate the two. It was a major scandal though. The SEC accused them of messing with their accounting to make their financial position look better than it actually was. The main way that they were accused of doing it was called parking transactions. They would ship hundreds of thousands of games to different distributors, report them as sales, and then in a later period they would be returned. Sometimes upon that return, they would be reported as new inventory rather than a return of sales. The purpose of it was to artificially inflate their sales, which led to artificially inflating their profits, which investors would see and buy their stock, which in turn would artificially...
That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is what you call corporate funding. In case y'all wanted to know if there was a technical term.
I actually really did actually. So.
Oh, there you go.
Inflate their stock price. They were also accused of inflating their profits by another $20 million by the way that they accounted for these acquisitions of video game publishers back in the year 2000, among other things. In the end, they had to release new reports restating these figures, which is a big deal. They never admitted to doing anything wrong, but in 2005, they did settle a civil suit with the SEC for $7.5 million. This also affected their founder and initial CEO, Ryan Brandt. As part of that settlement, he personally paid a multi-million-dollar sum along with other executives and was prohibited from serving as an officer of a public company for the next 5 years. Then, 2 years later, he pleaded guilty to stock option backdating, messing with the date on them to make them more valuable. He had to pay a fine of $7.6 million and was sentenced to 5 years probation. He has not been involved with the company since those activities, but I should mention that in 2019, he died from heart issues at 47 years old. Okay, my next reason behind the hatred would be the infamous hot coffee modification. This is a touchy one to talk about because it involves sexually graphic material being hidden within...
But can we really say, as I'm trying to grab my snacks here, can we really say, because I've seen this.
We've all seen it.
And to me, I don't really count it as sexual.
Really?
Because... You remember the game site back in the day, Newgrounds, right?
What?
There was a gaming site piece, online gaming, called Newgrounds.
Okay.
And there was this game called Gang Euro Girl.
It was called what?
Gang Euro Girl. Ganguro.
Alright.
And now that will make this hot coffee modification look like rated G.
Okay.
And that was sexual because I played it when I was in school. We knew how to get around the blocks. So, and in one of those, you can put cheat codes in, and you could do different sexual positions, and you got to see those sexual positions very graphically, I might add.
All right.
So yeah, this I don't find it as like bad when this came out.
In the game Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. In short, there's a part of it where you get invited for coffee and it leads to this graphic mini-game. It was unintentionally left in there by the developers. I should make it clear that it wasn't accessible through regular gameplay, but I guess someone in the Netherlands hacked the code and found it. So eventually there was this modification made that people could easily download to unlock it. The whole thing was a nightmare for Rockstar Games, and what seems to be one of the most avoidable scandals imaginable. I mean, all they had to do was not include explicit material hidden within the game. It caused their rating to be changed from mature to adults only, which was a big issue because many of the major retailers, including Walmart, Target, and Best Buy, won't carry games marked as adult only. They ended up recalling the game, and because Rockstar had always been so reliant on their Grand Theft Auto releases, it caused an unprecedented dip in their profits and their stock price. At that point, it seemed like everything was spiraling out of control for Rockstar. This hot coffee thing thing was one of the worst things that could have happened to them, not only because of the recalls, but if you go back to my first two reasons, I think you could see how that would compound people's concerns and make both of those issues even worse. It led to leadership changes at Take-Two. This guy Strauss Zelnick took over as chairman and later CEO. He still runs the company, and that low stock price valuation attracted their competitor Electronic Arts to buy them, likely motivated by their desire to keep up with Activision in terms of size and to eliminate competition in the sports game market because Take-Two had bought the 2K brand from Sega 3 years earlier. Take-Two wasn't interested in the offer because they felt that it was undervalued. They were months away from releasing Grand Theft Auto 4 and felt confident that it would help turn things around. Once they were rejected, EA went so far as to attempt a hostile takeover, but it never happened. In 2008, Grand Theft Auto 4 was finally released after having been delayed for about 6 months, and of course, it was a big hit. In 2010, they were profitable without the release of a new Grand Theft Auto game, thanks to the success of Red Dead Redemption and 2K11. In 2013, of course, they released GTA 5, which was literally the most successful game of all time, shattering the old record by reaching $1 billion.
Still is.
And that's the game that I actually love, you know?
In sales in 3 days. Which leads me to the current day and my next reason, long development times. When Rockstar releases a new game, you better believe it's going to be a big deal, and great games like that take time. We all understand that, but as of the making of this video, the latest Grand Theft Auto game was released in 2013, and it's not looking like there's going to be a new one anytime soon. Everyone's been waiting for it, but then there's been very little indication from the company as to when it's going to come out. And then, of course, Dan Houser left in 2020, so that's concerning. But I guess since GTA 5 was so strong, they've been able to rely on it for so long, or maybe you could argue that they've been milking it and making it last much longer than they should be. But either way, 29% of their revenue still comes from Grand Theft Auto. Red Dead Redemption 2 was released in 2019, 9 years after the original, and here we are years later, and I don't believe Rockstar has released anything at all since. This is closely related to my final reason. You knew it was coming. Microtransactions. Maybe you could say that Take-Two is more responsible here, but these are the things that have been upsetting fans lately that stuck with Rockstar through all those struggles and controversies of the past. Right now, 62% of their revenue comes from what they call recurrent spending, which includes revenue from virtual currency, add-on content, and in-game purchases. It is much more than ever before, and honestly, to the disappointment of many gamers, seems to be where the industry is heading. It may not be what the fan base wants to see, but I would say that adopting this model makes perfect financial sense for Rockstar. They have always struggled to make money in years without a new GTA release, and now that they have a reliable way of earning money without one, they can finally relax a bit to ensure that the new ones are going to be great. But you still have to wonder, is Rockstar the revolutionary company that could put out some of the most creative and extensive games of our time, or are they slipping into this lower effort position where they're mostly just kind of exploiting their previous successes? Take-Two has released statements suggesting shorter games in the future, complemented by extra content released later, leading people to kind of lose faith in the future releases. I guess time will tell, but I think they're going to have to come out with some truly amazing stuff to win some of these people over. Let me know in the...
It sure as hell ain't the definitive editions, the remasters, because, whew, that makes me not want to have anything to do with this company. But yeah, what's your thoughts? Again.
Look, like I said, I give Rockstar, it's flowers, you know what I'm saying? Because GTA 5 did definitely, change the way that we game. You know what I'm saying? So if they're going to come out with a 6, it's got a top 5.
Exactly.
And it's like, what could they possibly do to top 5?
Without pissing off the people who still think GTA is like a lot of people said GTA now in this time.
Yeah, so it's a lot of stuff.
You can't really do it.
They can't. Yeah, thanks to
just how the world changed.
Yeah.
So this ain't the same world as it was back in 2013.
Right. Because I think the scene that got the most controversy with GTA 5 was when you had to do that whole torture thing.
Yeah, torture thing
with the guy.
Yeah.
And everything.
I enjoyed that scene.
I'm indifferent about it. I didn't enjoy it, but I get why it was a part of the game, a part of the story.
Yeah.
So.
There was also, like I said, with GTA, it's a lot of racial slurs in there in some cases. a lot of
I mean,
stereotypes.
but they came out with Red Dead Redemption 2.
And Red Dead Redemption 2 is very, 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 very hot.
Exactly.
Because I played it, and it's a scene where you gotta go to the, it's back in the 1800s, so it's like you're going to plantations and stuff.
Yeah, with slaves. And,
this like they don't just they don't show the slaves in there, but you see field hands working in there.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a scene in there where you run to the KKK. You have an option of what you want to do. So it's like it's just showing that I think from the games like keeping history correct.
Yeah.
You want to take us out?
Yeah, If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit the like button. And of course, if you want to see more reactions like this one, hit the subscribe button too, because of course we have more reactions coming. As always, if you want to check out Company Man's YouTube channel for yourself or view this video for yourself, the links will be in the description along with the links to where you can follow us on our perspective platforms. Also, do you have anything else you want to add?
No, just the fact that I'm going to go ahead and play Call of Duty.
Like, look, Rockstar, if y'all don't want to make any more games,
just say so.
Just say so.
Just become a bank and take people money.
Might as well. That's what they're doing already.
Just go ahead and become credit acceptance, all right?
But anyway, y'all, thanks for watching. Bye, y'all.
Later.